The views in Hong Kong can be spectacular. From Victoria Peak, the cityscape with its mountains, harbour and skyscrapers is breathtaking. But Hong Kong has a problem. The number of days like this one, where you can see across the harbour to Kowloon side and the mountains beyond, has decreased massively in the last 30 years. Data from the Hong Kong Observatory shows the extent of the decline in air quality. Compared to the 1980s, the decline in visibility is dramatic.
There's a common misperception in Hong Kong that the air pollution is because of China. But rather, we measure it every day on the roadside, and we discover that more than 50% of the time, the majority of the pollution is from the roadside. So compared to, for example, Tokyo, we are 1.2 times worse. In terms of air quality, compared to Singapore, we are 2 times worse. Compared to New York, we are 3 times worse.
And it's not just fine particles in the air. Hong Kong is the second worst city in China for nitrogen dioxide, which comes primarily from vehicle exhausts. Christine Lowe has just become Under-Secretary for the Environment. Before that, she was a leading campaigner for democracy and environmental issues.
Well, I mean, Hong Kong is a very dense place, so we have very high population in a fairly narrow space, plus we have a city morphology where we have a lot of tall buildings and narrow roads. So it creates a sort of trapping effect. So particularly on roads, which is very busy with a lot of cars, with a lot of other quite polluting old vehicles, that's why we need to clean up the streets.
For local residents, a big government effort to improve the air quality and living environment would be a welcome relief. But for expatriates who have few ties to the city, there is another option: leave.
Just the other day, I was speaking to a very senior banker who told me that he had a problem retaining one of his international manager at a very high level because the child was developing asthmatic symptoms. So I think this is real. It is our responsibility to clean up, not just for our visitors and temporary workers, but of course, first of all, for the people of Hong Kong.
Just 3 hours flight away is Hong Kong's traditional rival as Asia's leading international business city, Singapore. English is widely spoken in both cities, and international surveys of competitiveness and openness to business put both places at or near the top.
So we lived in Hong Kong for nearly 12 years. We decided to move to Singapore because for a young family like ours, Singapore is great. So much more space, less polluted. It's so multicultural, so in a sense it's more international, and we feel more integrated here.
Personally, I have 2 small boys and I travel a lot. I'm a working mum, so it's important that I am confident that they're safe and well looked after. And Singapore still has great childcare, and from an environmental point of view, I know that they're safe and well while I'm away.
When you ask people what they want from where they live, a clean and pleasant environment often comes near the top of the list, especially for those with families. But ultimately, pollution is a price that many are prepared to pay for the opportunities that come from working in a dynamic and growing economy. The problem for Hong Kong in particular is that Singapore offers similar opportunities, but without the dirty air. Now, of course, Hong Kong still has some natural advantages. It's the international gateway to China. But with the rise of Shanghai as a business centre on the mainland, those advantages are being squeezed. And unless Hong Kong does something about its environmental problems, its advantages are going to evaporate into thin air. Tom Griggs, Financial Times, Hong Kong.